Good evening, dear students. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are fine. I'm Mr. Muhammad Khalid, and you are learning technical and business writing. It is week 11, lectures 21 and 22. The students this discussion is about the description of a process. Well, the students, in this discussion, we'll cover the following main points: definition of the process, introduction of the process and the different types of process and procedures, equipment and material, step-by-step description, and the conclusion of the report. The students in the last video, in the last week, we learned the description of mechanism. That mechanism is the functionality, working of some machine, okay, be it is a living animal or organism, or even our own vital parts like heart, brain, ear, and all that. And similarly, the working of the simple machines to complex machines like click pencils, watch, mobiles, calculators, tube lights, engines, robots, and much more. Fine. Our today's discussion will throw light on the description of the process. Let's have some reading first, and then I'll explain the main points. A process is a series of actions, and fundamentally the description of a process is the description of the action. The action may be either one or of two types. One type is that in which attention is focused on the performance of human being or possibly a group of the human beings. A simple example is filing a work piece by hand. In a description of this process, emphasis would fall naturally upon the human skills required. The other type involves the action in which human operator is not directly concerned at all, clear, and but he follows certain guidance and operate that machine. Fine. And then they are called procedures. The students, in simplest manner, process and mechanisms are quite similar. The difference is that a process is a series of related mechanisms, related actions by different machines, okay, or the different significant portions of the machine or part of any system within human body, okay, and the every system and every portion and subject matter supports the other, and thus the entire function or system takes place is called process. Let's start with the simplest example, that human digestive system, how we eat and how we excrete all what we eat. Insani nizam-e-inhizam. Okay. Well, it is there are many functions and functionalities involved in it. Clear? For example, digestion. Clear? Selection of food and putting into the mouth. It is one action that by hand, by eyes, we catch. Clear? Then chewing, chabana. We put the food into the mouth. Okay, and then there is a chemical process that the saliva containing some chemical types. Okay, it mixes with. Okay, then the structure of the mouth. Okay, the uh, teeth and their position. Fine. So this entire system takes place in the mouth, and the sole function of the mouth is to chew or break the food di- into digestible into digestible form. Clear? This is one function. Clear? It is function. Chew is one function. Second is swallowing. Swallow, nigalna. And this function starts from throat till the opening of the stomach. It is called swallow. And here the food pipe, okay, that presses the food, okay, and the food drops into the stomach. From stomach, the process of digestion start. Digestion is, if you assume that stomach is just like a hot cauldron, kitli ki tarah, which boils the food. Okay, the nutrients are uh, they come on the surface and they are absorbed by the stomach walls, and then that refined type of the material is processed towards the liver. Fine. Remaining, it is called digestion. Okay, whatever remains behind as the useless material. Okay, there are two types. One, the water or the liquid that is directed towards the kidneys, whereas the remaining hard material goes to intestine and this filtration process and excretion process. Look, I have given you this example that from chewing till the last, we cannot miss anything. Okay, the organs which involve in the chewing are different, swallowing are different, stomach mean digestion, they are different. Okay, filtration, they are different. This is called the process that every step is supporting the other. This is called process. Process is called a series of the actions that are interconnected, and every action supports the other, and this is how the systems work in the world. Dear students, process doesn't simply happen in human but also in the long procedures. Like for example, being software engineer, you'll be thinking that where the process lie. Beta, Facebook or WhatsApp, they are one of the very famous say examples. Clear? So these applications perform lots of activities. For example, taking input, giving output, video messages, videos, audio messages, and there are so many functions are there in one complex application. Every function supports the other. Clear? This all working, the entire working of the application by different point of views is called process. Dear students, description of the process is further divided into two main things. Number one, the performance of the human being. It is called the description of the process from engineering point of view. Means the description of the process is described in three or four manners. The first one is called engineering point of view. Engineering point of view is that in which the human effort is involved. Second is human operator, mean a person doesn't design actively something, but he simply follows some rules and operates some machine. Let's for example excavator machines. Let's for example social media sites. For example, take WhatsApp. WhatsApp, the procedure of designing application like WhatsApp is something different, and that is technology. Mean a person graduate in computer sciences and well versed in different algorithms and protocols can design such web-based applications. And he thinks of an idea and then makes a plan and lists the requirements. Okay, then writes the make the data flows and then designs whatever thing you follow. It is called human effort. But on the other end, there are thousands of the people who use Facebook. For example, Twitter, or for example, WhatsApp or Facebook has been designed by few people, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 people are working there actively on that application. But you think and assume that how many million people use this application? They don't know, they are unaware the backend functionality. They cannot make even a slight change by their own in that application. They cannot change the basic code. They simply are operator users. Fine. So this is what I want to convey, that it is also a process. For example, when somebody asks you, have you made uh, uh, your Facebook account and how to drive the Facebook? Even some little educated people now, they are driving Facebook, they know how to do it. This is called human operator. Similar is a thing that whatever the car you drive, the car is not your designing. You don't know how the cars Honda and Toyota are designed. You have not actively participated. The engineers are different, but you drive the car, you are a human operator. Fine. Similarly, the bikes, you understood that what is the difference between the human, engineering point of view and user point of view. And the third type of the process are called procedures. Procedures are step by step. Clear? In that case, in procedure, no person, you neither design something, neither you operate something. Rather, we follow a protocol or a procedure, okay, and follow the requirements and achieve our target. For example, somebody wants to take a visa, want to travel abroad. How we have to do it? You need the NARDRA identity cards, national identity card. You have to go to national database. There is a procedure for passport, okay, procedure for applying in for the scholarship in some university overseas. So these are called the procedures. To file a case in court, clear? This is called procedures. That there is a set rules and regulations. certain departments, they have chalked out, or they have announced their steps, that you have to first do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Clear? And then you'll be able to achieve what you want. Dear students, let's, for example, engineering point of view. Here it is the point of view of the engineer, that a person is designing a wood table. And you find it how? That first he selects the wood, then planes cuts the wood, makes the planks, and then gives the round shape to the plank, and then he also cuts the logs and makes the stand, and then after the stand and structure he fixes it with the glue and other, and finally you find a table. This is called engineer's point of view. Similar thing is, let's have another example, engineering point of view. The furniture. Here, designing process. Step 1, wood selection. Step 2, wood transformation. Step 3, wood splitting and cutting. Step 4, assembly. Step 5, assembly, and finally you get the furniture in the end. And here is the process of the industry, like how we get wood things. Clear? This is the line of the woods or trees. Trees are cut and then they are cut down into logs, okay, and then these logs are further sent and they are cut into the pieces. So this is a simple example, I'll explain it later on. This is called a process, that from this stage, this shape, to this shape, there are so many functions that the carpenters or the engineers have to go through. This is one example. Another example, it is also a process. Oil exploration. Clear? It is a subject matter of the earth sciences. Exploration of the oil, and here it is the first function. Seismic survey. Okay, the survey of the substance and beneath of the earth. The survey is made through many ways. The machine, different kind of advanced equipment is fixed in the machines. These surveys can be made by aircrafts. This survey also can be made in the water, in the sea. Fine. And then after the survey is made, and then equipment is extraction oil drilling. This equipment is fixed. Clear? After the oil is extracted, firstly it is crude oil, then it is heated. Clear? And then this entire and crude oil later on is shifted to the tanks and finally to the refinery, and then after the refinement it is called final or refined or finished products. Fine. Dear students, woodwork industry, I have explained it already in a very different previous, that they are the logs are cut and then they are taken to the factory, and there they are molded and cut and furniture articles are designed. This is what human effort is involved. It is called procedure. Clear? That this is also a process, and this process is visa. Decide your destination and country. This is the first thing. Know the entry requirements and expenses. Okay. And then short courses, like people have to do English courses, IELTS and all that, submit the application, clear the exams, okay, work on the application kit, offer acceptance, arrange funds, visa application, and this is how you go. The students, I am sure, and now this is cooking process, especially writing the recipes. That here is rice, step 1. Second, marinate the rice, then cook it, reduce the gravy, fried onions, coriander, clear, and then make the surface and place all that clear. There are 10 different mechanisms or steps that involve in cooking. Well, dear students, now we come to the importance of the writing process. Mechanisms and processes in scientific report writing. The people of science and technology, either they design something, either they write the comparisons, functions of the machines, or either they write the guidelines for the user how to use that machine or application. Right? If a person is well versed about writing mechanisms and procedures, believe that he has learned almost the 80% of the writing of technical reports. Because in technical reports, mechanisms and processes and procedures, they comprise almost 80%. Therefore, this is one of the major things. Here we need to understand the very function requirements, okay, and we need really a very clear to the point and precise expression style to express the functions. The students, over and again, I tell you that if you have understood these skills, how to write, you can write everything. You can write for the cooking, food industry content. You can write for the technical content for softwares and others. I'm sure, I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.